Hello, everyone. My name is Haley McHenry, and I am a sophomore, uprising junior, elementary education major at the prestigious Tougaloo College. And today I will be giving a brief overview, or you can call it a short summary, of what I have learned in Chapter 6 of Measurement and Assessment in Teaching. Now, Chapter 6 is entitled Planning Classroom Test and Assessment. So you can kind of already tell exactly what this chapter is going to be about. The main question that is often asked by students, parents, and even teachers is, what is the purpose of test and assessment? And why are they so crucial in today's education? As we all know, tests and assessments are something that every child has to experience. From kindergarten to the 12th grade, a student will be required to take some form of test or assessment. Now, the purpose of these tests and assessment is to provide valid, reliable, and useful information in order to track a student's academic achievement. Or, in other words, to see where a student was at first, where they are now, and where they will be after some form of curriculum or lesson has been taught to that child. Now, there are a number of different tests and assessment that are given. And today I will specifically talk about two specific type of tests and assessment that are given. The first is objective test. Now, an objective test is a test that is given to students to see how well a student has taken in some form of information. And basically, it's testing a student's knowledge about facts, specifically facts, how well this student has taken in this information, processed this information, and most of all, remember this information. And the second type of test that I'm going to talk about is a performance test or assessment. Now, performance test and assessment is not specifically based on how well a student has remembered a fact that has been taught to them in curriculum. However, it is based on the knowledge or understanding of the lesson that the child has received. Now, you may ask, what is the goal of testing? As I previously stated, the purpose of testing is to provide some form of valid, reliable, and useful information to track where a student is academically. However, the purpose of testing, the goal of testing is way more important in my opinion. Now, there are three main goals in testing or different forms of testing. You have pre-test, tests given during instruction, and post-test. Now, as we all know or should be familiar with, a pre-test is a test that is given at the beginning of a lesson or before the teacher teaches a lesson to see where the student is academically, how much they know about this subject or topic. Now, a test that is given during instruction is a test that tracks how well the student is understanding the information. Are they processing the information correctly, and are they gaining a good understanding of what is going on in class? And last but not least, you have a post-test. And a post-test, in my opinion, is the most important test because it tracks progress from where a student was at the beginning, which is the pre-test, where they have gotten in the middle, which is a test during instruction, and the post-test should show the progress of how much this student has learned, how their train of thought has changed, and how much information that they have gained from the lesson or the curriculum that the teacher has taught. Now, tests can be given in a number of forms. For example, true and false tests, matching, multiple choice, short answer, and even completion. But in conclusion, when you're planning tests and assessment for your classroom, it is always very crucial to keep in mind the type of test: objective, which measures fact; performance, which measures understanding, as well as the different types of forms that you can give your students, as I just stated: true and false, short answer, multiple choice, etc. So we see that the purpose of these classroom tests and assessment is basically to measure a student's academic achievement. Now, I hope that my brief overview or summary has given you a better understanding of why tests and assessment are so important in the classroom, and the different ways that teachers can better understand tests and assessment, and the different methods that they can perform in their own classroom. And that concludes my brief summary or overview of Chapter 6, Planning Classroom Tests and Assessment. Thank you.